Yeah,
When
go ahead.
you first started, how slow starting was it for you?
Um, it was, for me, let's see, I had 3 kids under age 6 and had just started full-time nursing school, and Luke had just taken a job traveling. So I was like, oh, I'm going to coach. And Luke was like, you're crazy. And I was like, well, I'm going to do what I can when I can. And I didn't have goals to build a big business, build a team, replace my income, retire from the nursing profession. That was like unheard of. I wanted to just help a couple people here and there. And I was like, oh, well, if I can pay for my Shakeology every month, that would be great. And then I was like, oh, okay, I did that. And then a couple months I was like, okay, if I could just pay for the groceries a couple times a month, that would be great. And just kind of continued to see what happened if I did a little bit more. So I set those goals to hit Success Club every month, help 3 people every month. In my first year, I wasn't that consistent. It was super challenging to try to juggle everything. But I just made it a goal to show up every day on social media in some way, whether it was in stories or in posts. And then just, people that had messaged me or had, liked, commented on my posts, and, anything that about inspiration or anything, I would just reach out and say, I'm here to help if you need anything. Like, I have a community, an online community. If you need the support, I'm more than happy to give it to you, or share with you things that I'm doing. These are the workouts that we do in our groups. This is the nutrition that we use. And kind of just went from there. And then I started to have people in my groups that would get results, and they would start sharing their results in the group and sharing them on social media. And then same thing, like they would have people that would say, what are you doing? And so it's kind of it's compounded into a lot more than I ever anticipated when I signed up to coach. And I'm forever grateful for the opportunity, because it's completely changed my life. And I know that sounds super cliche and it might sound cheesy as all hell, but it has. I mean, my husband and I are the healthiest that we've ever been, minus the wine and the tacos all the time and stuff. But I mean, we're healthy and we're happy, and our relationship is stronger and better, and we're better parents, and we're more patient, and we're more active and energized, and we eat better, and we do more things outdoors, and just so many of those things. And our families are healthier. My mom's lost 30 pounds in the last year. Just things that have compounded to, we've just a bunch of things that we've done. And that doesn't even include the financial victories that we've had that this business has provided, which are great. And I'm grateful for those, but they weren't why I signed up. But last month, our health bet group lost a combined total of 215 pounds. And that is incredible, just to think about it. I totally have chills right now, because it's much more than I could have ever imagined. So I have had some goals, and I'm totally off on a tangent right now, but I had some goals initially, but I never imagined that they would be what they are. And I think I can 100% attribute that to being consistent and showing up, and never once not believing that more was possible on my own fitness journey, with my team, with my coaches, with people joining my groups, that they can do it, that you can do it if you put your mind to it, and just keeping that inspiration going, and keeping that spark ignited, and the people that need it the most, and the ones that drop off, fall off, whatever, knowing I'm still going to be here. If you decide 6 months from now or 12 months from now, or, this is a bad year for you, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here if you need the support. So I've had a lot of people leave and come back, and leave and come back on their own fitness journey, or they've left to go try, some fad diet, and then came back because it didn't work, or they, left to go do this and then realized that you know, it wasn't for them and then came back. So just that consistency, you know, I mean, of all the things out there, the one thing that's most consistent is eating healthy and exercising. And that's for as long as time, you know, that's the thing that sticks. So just teaching that and teaching that through stories, posts, accountability groups, our own personal victories, I think is important. And then aside from the slow growing, you know, initially I was like, I don't want to add strangers on Facebook. Like, I don't want to accept friend requests from people I don't know. Like, that seems so weird to me. But like tonight, I just got a message from a lady who said, I don't even know how I came across your page, but I'm looking for help with weight loss. And I found your page, so I thought I would reach out to you. And normally I would be like, no, you know, nope. 5 years ago, no, I'm not accepting, you know, friend requests from strangers, but I'm like, this is my job now. So I continue to expand my network every day, and I continue to, you know, follow new people on Instagram and find new people that I can build relationships with. And where initially I thought it was, you know, maybe it was weird and creepy, now it's most of my team and most of my closest friends are people that I've never met in real life or have met through the internet, you know, and like, oh, where are you going? Oh, I'm just going to go hang out with my friends from the internet, you know, like it's not a big deal at all. And it's really cool. So yeah, anyway, sorry, that was probably a little bit more than you asked for.
No, all helpful. 'Cause, I mean, we started talking, what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
And I still remember the day that I saw your video, and it was because a friend of mine from my hometown here in Louisville posted your video, Adara Jenna.
Yeah.
And that's how I found you.
Yeah.
And of course, at that time, I was trying to get into the Guns N' Hoses boxing tournament for benefit then. And of course, that still hasn't happened because I still struggle with the same problem. I have, though, put 12 pounds on in the last month.
Yeah.
Changed my diet. Realized the change that it made on my body yesterday because I've cut a lot of sweets out, cut my soda down, been drinking more water. Yesterday I went to work, I drank a 1 liter of Dr. Pepper, a banana, orange, a sugar cookie, had a piece of cake and a glazed donut, and I felt horrible all day long. I felt like I was going to go on diabetic shock.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this anymore. So
it's a good feeling when you start to feel the changes. When you see the changes, it's great. When you feel the changes, it's a really good feeling. And I think that's like what has kept me here so long is that feeling, you know, and it's a good feeling when you start to accomplish the things that, like, you know, and it's like less modification one day, and it's more weight, and it's more range of motion, and it's, you know, all those things combined. What's up? I think she went in, she's not in the workout room, she's in our bedroom. But yeah, it's a good feeling. It's a good thing. All right, I'm going to dive into this PowerPoint real quick. And then run through this real quick. If you guys have any questions, you can, like I said, type them in the chat, ask them along the way. Try to keep this as short and sweet as possible. And then we'll kind of just go from there. All right, let me do a quick screen share. Can you guys see my screen?
yes.
Yes.
All right. So I think, you know, and Elizabeth, I said I'll send that document out to you. But I think what's kind of really important about when you get started is like figuring out why you're here. And that can be a multitude of things. And, you know, kind of as I shared a little bit earlier, like when I started, my why was a little bit different than it is now. And it should evolve and it should change and it should, you know, expand as you go. Because, you know, sometimes our why is, you know, I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to gain some muscle, or I really need the accountability. And then you're like, wow, you know, I'm kind of driven by seeing, you know, what can happen. Maybe, you know, I want to help 20 people in the next year, you know, lose 20 pounds or whatever it is. And it can continue to evolve. It can be, you know, for me, it wasn't to quit my nursing job. But then as I continued, I was like, if I can give myself that option, oh my gosh, that would be incredible. So, and for us now, it's the freedom that comes with the, you know, flexibility of not having to report to work. And my husband has a flexible job where he works from home. And, you know, just through all of this chaos that we're in right now, it's been kind of a blessing in disguise. I couldn't imagine leaving my family right now to go work full-time in a hospital. And, you know, God bless the ones that do. But for me, being right here is exactly where I need to be. And that kind of has evolved as my why has evolved along the way. So I think, you know, if you can take a little bit of time this week, or if you haven't already, to kind of just sit down and map that out on a blank piece of paper, you know, write down 5 to 10 things that, you know, that are just really inspiring you to do this, that are inspiring you to be here, that are inspiring you, you know, to join this team, to help somebody, to help yourself, to help your family, whatever it is, but kind of just map that out and dig as deep as you want to. And if you want to share that with me, I am 100% here to talk through it with you. And if you need kind of some navigation and help with that too, I'm here to help with that as well. As you know, we're helping other people. We're helping other people get results. You know, we're helping ourselves become better, stronger, happier, healthier, and kind of just working on those goals as we go. What's important to do is to stay plugged in, to stay connected. You'll hear me say it a million times, lean in. And leaning in versus leaning out, I think has made the biggest difference for me and for so many coaches in this business, because I used to be somebody who would like, what is it? Like fear, forget everything and run. And then the other one is like face everything and rise. I used to be a forget everything and run kind of person. Like I didn't want to talk about it. I was, you know, if something was bothering me, I would just boom, gone. And now if I'm struggling with something, I lean into my team. I lean into my challengers. I lean into my group. I talk about what my struggle is. I share it on social media. And that helps immensely. So lean in, stay plugged in, stay connected. You know, we have a multitude of calls and power hours and opportunities each week to be a part of. I was super nervous initially to like jump on a call because I didn't want somebody to like call me out and ask me a question. And then I would like, I don't know. But just being a fly on the wall and sitting and listening to some of the amazing trainings that are offered for us. We're part of the #1 team in the network for 4 years now. We've been part of a top 10 team for since I become a coach. Just most recently, our team was ranked last month, I think, at 580 something out of almost 400,000 coaches. So we have great resources that are provided to us through our organizations, through other coaches, through amazing leaders that are given, you know, to everybody on this team. And even, you know, as you're bringing in new coaches that maybe want to work the business too, you have the ability to share all of those things with them and help them get plugged in and stuff too. Personal development is super important. If you're not reading a personal development book, I would strongly suggest, this is one of my favorites. And I'm going to talk about this in a minute, but this is Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. It's a quick read. It's really just like, it's the compound effect. What choices that we make every day, things that we do every day, how they compound, whether they're choices in a positive direction or choices in a negative direction. But it really, I read this one of the first couple months in my business and was like, oh, okay. And this played a big role in my own personal consistency. So if it's not feel good, like real emotional kind of book. It's kind of dry, but it's like to the point. And one of the first summits that I went to with Beachbody, Darren Hardy was the keynote speaker, and he was amazing. And I had never heard of him before joining Beachbody. I had never read a personal development book before joining Beachbody because I was like, that stuff's baloney. I'm not reading that. Why would I need somebody to tell me how to live my life? And now, I mean, you guys can see I have a whole bookshelf over there full of personal development books, and just stacks of them everywhere, and I'm just a total junkie. So pick up a book, read it, whether it's an Audible book or a podcast or, you know, something, but putting that positivity into your mindset and putting that, you know, work mode, motivation, inspiration type of stuff in your brain really helps, especially if you're going through some kind of struggle or, you know, lacking motivation or whatever it is. And we'll dive into the 4 vitals a little bit more this week, but those are just the things that we do to kind of just run our business. So that's, you know, being a product of the product, showing up on, you know, social media, whether it's, you know, showing up in conversations, having conversations with people, and personal development, and what am I forgetting? Did I already say it? Anyway, we'll dive into those more this week. I'm like, where am I? But that, and then also one thing that kind of going back to like your why, and I talked about kind of writing that out on a notebook, is creating an avatar. And this, initially I was like, what? Why would I do that? But it really helped me break down who my target market is. And without sounding like super salesy and icky, I just really kind of needed to know, who am I speaking to? And that's, you know, who do I want to talk to on social media? Because if you're trying to talk to everyone, you end up not connecting with anyone. So for me, it's, you know, people that want balance in their life. I talk a lot about my anxiety. I talk a lot about being a mom and being a hot mess and all the stress and stuff that comes with parenting. I talk about my nursing profession and former nursing career. I talk about the balance I have with nutrition and, you know, how I love a glass of wine and how, you know, Taco Tuesday is a must for us and like things like that. And, you know, and my faith is very important to me. And I share a lot about that too. And I have connected with so many people over those little things, because they know that if, you know, they want to come to my page for maybe some workout inspiration or something that's going to make them laugh, they're going to find that. Or if they need a little faith inspiration, they'll find that on my page. So kind of figuring out, you know, who is it that that's my target market? Who is it that I would be best suited helping? Because you know what, like I've had people come to me before that we just didn't mesh well at all. And I'm like, I would love to help you, but I don't think I would be the best person to help you. But I can send you to a coach I know that would be a really good fit for you. And because if you're not meshing with somebody, it does make a difference if you're showing up or not, or if you're inspired or if you're not. So I think, you know, kind of trying to find your avatar really does help. The compound effect, just like I had talked about, and kind of as I talked about earlier, just the compound effect of what you can potentially do. If you choose to, you know, those little decisions, those little habits, if you choose the direction that you want them to go in. So whether that's, you know, the compound effect of what's going to happen if I work out, you know, 5 days a week for 2 months straight, I'm going to see results. What's going to happen if I dial in my nutrition most days of the week, 80-20, I'm going to see results, versus the alternative. And like Luke and I will be the first to tell you that this quarantine has not done us any favors, because he's home, he's a snackaholic. I'm home, I'm a snackaholic. We're bad influences on each other. And I came up from working earlier today and I had joked, because we're not going to drink this week. We'll have a cocktail on Sunday, but we're not going to drink this week. We've been having too much wine during the week, or a cocktail here and there. And I came up from working and I was like, I think I'm going to open a bottle of wine. And he was like, yes. And I was like, really? Like, that's not the plan. I'm just kidding. But we are bad influences on each other. But the compound effect of having wine, I saw it when I got on the scale tonight, which I probably never should have done. But I was just curious because it had been several days. And I was like, oh, I should dial it in a little bit because I've been a little too liberal with my 20 side of things and not so much the 80. So that compound effect though, same thing with growing a business. You know, if you are able to commit, and it depends, you know, everybody's business is different. And that's the beauty of Beachbody is you can do this however you want. There is no set in stone way that you have to coach, talk to people, have conversations with people, share on social media. This is your business. What works for some may not work for others and vice versa. But I will tell you that if you commit, if you have set a goal for yourself and you commit to setting aside the time to work toward that goal, you will see the same kind of results that you see on your own health and fitness journey. That compound effect will work in amazing ways if you let it. So these are just some pictures of people along the way that have had some results. And this is my little 24-year-old brother right in here. And he was one of my first customers to do 21-day fix years ago. And he was like, wow, this works. And I was like, yeah, it does. Like, you didn't even have to go to the gym. You got to do it at home. So as a coach, you can be any or all of the above. And I've had coaches that have done all of the things or kind of skip around. So you can either just collect the discount. And this is something that whenever I have somebody new that I'm bringing in, whether they're coming in as a customer or they're interested in coaching or they just want the discount, you don't have to be an active working the business coach to be a coach. You can literally just it's like a preferred customer, just get the 25% discount. So a lot of people, especially if I know they're going to be using Shakeology and using Beachbody Performance and ordering things regularly, I encourage them to sign up as a discount coach because they're going to get that continued 25% off. If they want to pay full price, that's certainly up to them. If you are a military, active duty military vet, military spouse, I think you get one dependent per household unless both of you are active duty or reserves or anything like that. But your monthly business service fee will be waived. There is that military waiver. You can literally just Google Beachbody military waiver, and that applies to anybody. So if I have somebody who is, a military wife or active duty or a vet, I encourage them to sign up as a discount coach because they're not paying that monthly service fee and they're getting that 25% off whatever they order. So that's kind of a nice little benefit. Hobby coach, full-time coach. Again, you can kind of pick and choose and you can be anything. Just a few important things to note. And a lot of this is covered in the new coach handbook. The coach link generator, that's where you can plug in your coach ID and enroll people. Beachbody Coach 411 is the Beachbody Team Beachbody Facebook page, which is super helpful. All of our national wake up calls every Monday are posted live in that page. So make sure that you're on that Facebook page. BB Links is an app. Now, I don't think you can find it in the app store, but I think if you Google BB Links, you can save that to your home screen. So then it looks like an app. It's just this right here, BB Links. And then what's great about it is, sorry, my light is kind of weird. Every link as far as enrollment is in here. So you can just copy and paste that and send it to somebody. And down at the bottom, there's videos, there's different pages, different resources. Really super helpful. You can switch over to Canada, you can switch over to UK since we do have the ability to help people in Canada and UK. And I think we're launching France.
Actually, BB Links is on Play Store.
What'd you say?
BB Links is on Play Store.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's super helpful. And I reference this sometimes if somebody asks me how much is something, I just go in there and pull it up. And it's helpful if, especially if you're if you have somebody who's I really want to order some of that Energize. Can you send me the link to order it? You can just beep boop and then copy and paste it to them, and it'll take them directly to like your website, your Beachbody like shop page. And then on the Team Beachbody website is Share a Cart. And there is a video tutorial in our training that walks you through how to use that Share a Cart, but it's really helpful for enrolling people. You type in their email, you type in everything that they want, and it sends them an email to like their customized cart. And all they have to do is just go through the checkout. So that's really helpful as well. You will need to know your 7-digit coach ID, your username. All the FAQs are all in the search tab on the Team Beachbody website too. We talk a little bit about launching your business, which if you haven't yet, that's fine. There's no right way to do it. One thing that I always see coaches do that works fairly best, kind of suggested, is to just introduce yourself as a coach. Share your journey, share your story, share what has brought you to this point. Why did you decide to become a coach and what your goal is? So for me, what will suggest that you do right now is like, don't just post a bag of Shakeology and say, who wants to buy this? Because that's super tacky. But for me, when I first started, that's what I did. And I was like, no, like I go back every year, that post pops up in my memories. And I'm like, oh, it was like a picture of my DVDs and my bag of Shakeology. And I was like, guess what I did? Who wants to join me? And there was nothing personal about it. People were like, what is that? Like I didn't say anything. And I was like, no, that was, so learn from me. And know that probably the best way to do your coach coming out post is to kind of just tell a story. And what I've always found is that when you relate to someone, they're much more likely to ask you a question versus just posting a, who wants to buy this? And that's not really what we're about. Like, we don't want to just sell people stuff and then be gone. Like whenever, I always say that whenever somebody signs up, that's when the work begins. That's not when the work is over. And that's what makes us so different from so many other companies is that they sell a product and they get their paycheck. We sell a product, but what we really sell is a lifestyle and health and happiness and accountability and support. And that's when our work starts. So I don't typically spend a ton of time really trying to get to know somebody beforehand, because I know that I'm going to get to know them so much more when they join my accountability group and when we work through the programs together and when I can talk to them on the side and talk to them about their goals and talk to them about their struggles and talk to them about the things that worked for me. And then they get that whole community and everything too. So today being a Transformation Tuesday kind of day, if you feel like sharing a transformation, feel free to do that. If you need help with wording or anything like that, or any kind of guidance, that's what I'm here for. If you're not ready to take that step yet, don't worry, don't feel like you have to. I've always found that Instagram is a lot less personal than Facebook. So if I'm posting something like a picture like this, for example, I tend to post it on Instagram first and then like the PG version on my Facebook, because that's where my aunts are and my relatives and stuff like that. So, or my Facebook like page. But again, to each their own. And then impact before income, I think, is extremely important when you're a coach to carry that with you. We don't have a right to an income if we're not making an impact. And Elizabeth, we were kind of talking a little bit about this earlier, that like, I think, I've seen coaches that are very salesy and looking for the next sale. And I've seen coaches that are concerned with, how can I get you results? It doesn't matter how you sign up. I will gladly sign up 500 people with a free trial before I try to sell one person something that they don't need. Because I think if I can meet them where they are, that's what's most important. And then you're building a trustworthy relationship too. So I always try to think about that when I'm writing a post, when I'm inviting somebody to join my accountability group. How can this have an impact on your life? Because the income, sure, that's great, but that's not why I signed up. That's a nice little side perk. But being that influence that maybe it's that they've never had a support system before. Maybe they've tried 52 different ways to try to get healthy and lose weight. And they just need a community. How can this impact them? Excuse me. And then just some social media basics. If you are able to, I always suggest making your Facebook profile public. Or if not, creating a separate Facebook page, just because, people may see, maybe you post a transformation and people may see it, and, your best friend is like, shares it, and they're like, look at, this is amazing. Like, look at, his results, look at her results, look at, we should do this together, and then tags a couple other people. And then nobody would be able to see that if your Facebook's on private. Again, totally your own comfort level. But for me, I have seen like I said earlier, like a lot of the coaches on our team are people that I've never met before. And it's come from, making my Facebook profile public and accepting, obviously I screen people first if I'm going to accept their friend request. But kind of just keeping that mindfulness open of like, who can I help outside of just, because I don't want to send a whole bunch of messages to my family every single month and ask all my cousins, are you going to join me yet? Are you going to join me yet? Are you, that's, and then I'm blocked by my whole family. So I think, having that, being able to expand your market a little bit really helps a lot. Make sure your profile picture is a picture of you so that people know that it's you. Social media posts, we do talk a lot about the social media posting aspect of things. I don't think that's the only thing that will drive your business. I think, sure, it can help because people will see what you're doing and may be interested in joining you. But I think, like I share a lot in my stories. I talk to my audience a lot behind the scenes. I have messages that come into my inbox regularly from people who have seen something that I'm doing and are interested in joining me. So, so I think that is important. Lighting is also important. I have a super fancy $20 on Amazon ring light over here that I use for my desk, for when I'm doing videos, for when I'm doing workouts in the morning, for a lot of pictures that I take. I have a little smaller ring light that I can attach to my phone. It's just a clip on. I think that was like $10 on Amazon. But I take a lot of my pictures in a window with natural sunlight coming in. And I know this seems kind of silly to talk about, but like setting the timer on your phone and flipping your camera around and putting it on profile. The profile setting, is that right? Portrait, sorry. Can just kind of clean up and crisp up your pictures a little bit. So I share a lot of just pictures of me and pictures of my kids and workout pictures and stuff. And I try to just make them look a little cleaner. I don't use a ton of like fancy filtery, I don't want to look fake ever, but just, brightening up my picture with some natural lighting or crisping it up, with the sharpening tool on Instagram to kind of just make it look a little bit more vibrant and not dark. Like my back porch, I love to work out on my back porch, but the lighting out there is terrible. So I just try to brighten it up a little bit if I take a picture out there. We'll dive into all the social media stuff a little bit more in the group too. And there's quite a bit in the new coach handbook as well. But this is a fun business. I mean, it is what you make it. It's a really great way to just stay personally accountable and to help other people reach some goals too. I will just say real quick, word vomiting Beachbody has never been anything that has helped me build and grow. Like I go back to my early messages, like from right after I signed up as a coach, and I was so excited. And my coach was like, message 25 people and see if they want to join you. And I was like, okay, got it. And I sent 15 paragraphs of people that I hadn't talked to since high school. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just became a Beachbody coach and I'm so excited and you really need to join me. And this is the program I'm doing. I'm drinking this shake and this is what happens. It comes to your door and this is how much it costs and blah, blah, blah. And I go back to those messages and I get real sweaty because I'm like, wow, no wonder they didn't respond to me. So one thing that we'll really dive into is conversations. And I think what's so important, like I said, impact over income is just asking how you can help somebody. How can I help you? I saw you were interested from my post. I would love to help you. I would love to share with you what I do. What are you struggling with? What sparks your interest? How can I help you reach goals? And just asking that question. And I don't usually mention Beachbody until they're like, okay, yep, put me in your group. What do I need to do? Okay, well, I partner with Beachbody for some of the best workouts that I've ever done in my life. And this is the nutrition that I use. And this is what we use in our groups. And this is 100% what I stand behind and what I've been using for the last 5.5 years to get me the results that I have and to help my clients get their results too. These are your options. Let me know what you like. And just keep it super simple. I think, having that conversation first before jumping into an inbox with a, hey, I think you should buy this challenge pack, sign up with me now, join my group. It doesn't even give them a chance to think about it. It's just like a sales pitch. So it is a conversation. It is about being intentional. And it is about building that relationship. Success Club is one thing that is a side perk of helping people every month. So if you are, just as you guys signed up with a challenge pack, for every person that you sign up with a challenge pack, you get 2 Success Club points. You get 2 Success Club points if somebody orders Shakeology on Home Direct. This is outdated. Daily Sunshine is not 2 SC points anymore. The Performance line, 3 cartons of Beach Bars, you get SC points for. The perk with Success Club points is Beachbody does like a prize system. So if you have 5 Success Club points or more in a month, then you qualify for Success Club. Doesn't mean you have to be hugely successful. It just means that you have qualified for Success Club. So they do a tiered prize. So last year it was hit Success Club 1 month, you get a tank top or a t-shirt. Hit Success Club 3 months, you get Beachbody Monopoly. 6 months you get, there was something else. 9 months was like a duffel bag. And then 12 months was a rolling suitcase. So if you do these things, they give you prizes. But then also, in addition to that, if you are like, all right, Ashley, like, like, I want to earn the trip. I want to earn the Success Club trip. I want to earn a vacation for my family. If that's your goal, then hit Success Club every month. And those points turn into trip dollars. So for every 1 point you get 10 trip dollars. And you can apply $1,200 to the cost of your trip. There's always a $1,200 option, so you can get your entire trip paid for, less your flights. And it's a really, really awesome thing that they do for us coaches. So if that's a goal of yours, awesome. You don't have to hit Success Club every month, but it's something that for me, when I made it a non-negotiable, I saw my business continue to grow. And I wasn't, my goal wasn't, see how many challenge packs I can sell this month. It was, you know what, if I can just help 3 people, that's it. The 30 days in the month, I can do this. So that was kind of my goal early on. And then that first trip, I saw my coach and a bunch of other coaches go on that first trip. And I was like, wait, can I do that? And my coach was like, hit Success Club. And I was like, okay, I will do it. And my husband and I had never been on a honeymoon, and being able to earn that trip and take him, we sat on the runway in Punta Cana after 5 days of amazing beaches and sunshine and no kids and debauchery and cocktails and fancy dinners and so much fun. And he was like, I'm a believer, like whatever it takes, like, let's do this. And then a like wave of gratitude, because wow, like this company just really does amazing things for their people, and they really do. And as you'll get to know Carl, our CEO, through him popping on videos every now and then on our national wake up call. And, you'll see something come up from him and he'll do a live video, or you're watching him in his stories, and he can be a little salesy sometimes, but when he's focused on the mission, when he's focused on what has made this company, it is unbelievable to hear how much heart and soul he has into helping his coaches succeed. And it's truly amazing. I've met him several times, and he's just a really good human. And he really does care about helping people lose weight and helping people get healthy and helping people get in shape. And he does a lot for us coaches to help us. We announced on the National Wake Up Call on Monday that I think typically we have anywhere from like 30 to 150,000 people that stream on Beachbody On Demand every day. And just last week, we had 895,000 people stream Beachbody On Demand in one day. And just because of this chaos and this stay at home, more people are coming to Beachbody now than ever. More people are looking for home workout options. And one thing that has unwavered in Carl is his continued desire to help people get results. And he's never once come out and been like, yeah, we're just raking in all this money because all these people are signing up. Like, he's not a cheesy weirdo like that. Like, he has been so completely humble, and his main goal is to help us with this influx of people that are coming in, to make this manageable and to help these people navigate and get signed up with coaches and find their way. I'm gonna try to get through these last ones real quick. So Success Starters, real quick, we talked about Success Club. If you hit Success Club your first full 3 months as a coach in this business, then Beachbody will give you a complimentary ticket to Summit, which is great. You're recognized as a Success Starter. You get like a medal. You're recognized on like a billboard at Summit, and you get on a call with, I think Carl, you get to get on a call with Carl and the other Success Starters for that month. So it's if you're like a recognition kind of person, this is a great one to start out with. And it just means that, you've kind of jump-started your business. So 3 people, month 1, month 2, and month 3. Then it does, we've actually, I take that back. We've actually changed this 3 months in your first 6 months as a coach, to be a Success Starter. I should update this slide.
That sounds better.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be your first month. So like, if you signed up today, you have May, June, July, August, September, October. So it doesn't have to be that first month. If you do it in April, sure, that counts, but it's your first full 6 months as a coach. And that Summit ticket is nice. I know they just refunded them because they canceled Summit in July this year, which is super unfortunate. But they may redeem them.
I think I saw my post on that.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But New Orleans, I mean, there's better safe than sorry. So first big rank goal is getting to Emerald. If you are building your business for a little bit more than just basics, then you're going to want to put some of these little goals on the vision board. And we'll dive into these a little bit more too. But that just means that you've signed up 2 people as coaches underneath you. That just helps you unlock the compensation plan. So you earn commission for every purchase. You earn a 25% commission. If somebody buys a challenge pack, you earn anywhere from $40 to $80. When people subscribe to Beachbody On Demand, you earn anywhere from $14 to $40 per on-demand subscription. And that's great. When you're an Emerald coach, you start earning team cycle bonuses. So the volume that has accrued underneath you turns into like $14 per cycle as an Emerald coach. So initially, my income came solely through commission. It wasn't until I started generating more volume that and go 50, 75, 20. So building that continued volume is a little benefit as well. Also, when you're Emerald and you hit Success Club 5, you get free leads every month. So, for example, in this last month with all these brand new people signing up for Beachbody On Demand, if they don't sign up under a coach, Beachbody gives them a coach automatically. So if you're hitting Success Club, if you're an Emerald coach, you're getting an influx of leads. I will tell you, I've had about 21 new people in the last 2 weeks that I haven't signed up, that have just come to me through the lead program. And these people may never buy anything at all. I don't care, but I send them an email and I say, listen, I've been assigned to you as your coach. I'm here to help. If you have any questions, I can help you navigate programs, online workouts, nutrition, whatever it is, but you came to Beachbody for a reason. How can I help you? Sometimes those leads turn into much more. Sometimes they turn into nothing. Probably about 75% of the time, I don't get a response back from them, which is fine. But it's nice that those people aren't just floating off in outer space, that Beachbody gives them the community and gives us the opportunity to help them reach goals. And then beyond Emerald, the next step is Diamond rank, and it continues to go and go and go up to 15-star Diamond. So it depends on what you're building for in this business. I will tell you that the goals are worth it if it's something that you want to work for, and that's something that I can work very closely with you on how to continue to build your business for all of the things. And then a couple things, like just to touch on income real quick. Just this little slide here can kind of show you kind of what to expect. So if you do have income goals, things that are suggested to do to reach those goals, if you're hitting Success Club every month, meaning you're signing 3 people up with a challenge pack every month. I'm sorry, if your goal is 150 a week, then you're going to want to sign up at least 3 people a month, and then continue to build that residual volume, signing people up as coaches as well as challengers to kind of give you that residual income. For me, when I started, it was very much like this. Like this was, if I can just do this. But if you've got bigger goals, then you're going to, obviously, bigger goals mean bigger action, bigger numbers. But this is kind of the basic, like, just to kind of give you an idea if income is a goal of yours. And if it is, I can certainly help work with you on the side and say, okay, like let's break down some numbers here and decide what it is really going to take to get you to where you want to be. But this is kind of a good visual. And we do talk about the daily vital behaviors. Again, we'll get into that a little bit more, keeping it simple. Now, if you're somebody who wants to work on building your business every day, these are great. If you're somebody who wants to help a couple people every now and then, this is probably not something that you're going to do every day. But these are good little guidelines to follow. We do have an amazing business activity tracker that kind of walks you through daily things that you can be doing every day. For me, when I was in nursing school full time, I just did 30 minutes to an hour a day. I was like, if I can just, clean out my inbox, if I can share something on social media, if I can have a couple conversations with people on Instagram who liked my post, commented on my post, sent me a message, whatever, then I'm doing the bare minimum that I can do. Now for me, my business is more of a full-time with part-time hours. But I do spend anywhere from 2 to 6 hours a day on my business. I spend a lot more time working on leadership development, things for my team, as well as building challenge group content and then just checking in with people regularly and responding to messages, inviting to current groups, inviting to coaching, things like that. And this is that business activity tracker that I talked about. This is in our team page. I did post this in the new coach training. You can save this to your computer. And what's great is if you are not somebody that likes to print things out, then if you save it to your computer, you can go in and like check things off as you go. So what's cool about this business activity tracker is, like for me, I like to use this because it keeps me on task. So like if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, my kids are crazy. If I can get 1 hour, if I can sit down for 1 hour and do these things, then that's what I'm going to do because I know this is going to help grow my business. This for me is like, I'm checking these off every day because I know that's a given. I know I'm going to work out. I know I'm going to drink a shake. But the things that I do every day are I clear out my inbox. I have conversations with people. I share things in my Facebook story.
Sorry, I had mud all over it.
And, you know, depending on what your goals are for this business, I invite people to join me.
This is a call, not a video. So.
I invite people, I follow up with people who I've invited. I add content to my group. You know, just little things like that are on here. I typically, if I sit down to do like a power hour, I usually only do this stuff, and I don't typically spend this amount of time. I break it down to a lot shorter or what I can do, because I know I'm going to try to do personal development every day. I know I'm already going to be checking into my challenge group. I know I'm already going to be doing this stuff. So this is kind of the core stuff that I focus on here. But yeah, this is in the files section in our team page and in the group. So you can print this out, you can save it to your computer, and there's a second page here that is a great like tracker if you want to track people that you're having conversations with. I would strongly suggest using some kind of a tracking system if you're having conversations with people regularly, whether you're using Google Streak on your, you know, in your email, or you're using, I'm old school. I like a notebook and a pen, and I like to highlight and check things off. I have a stack of trackers and planners, and I've found that a notebook and a pen is super simple. I do also use Google Google Sheets, Google spreadsheets. You can also use Excel to just, you know, if you're a digital person, just plug in names and I also set reminders in my phone. If somebody says, you know what, can you check back with me next Thursday? Sure, like put my alarm in there to go off, because otherwise I will forget if I don't have some kind of a reminder. And I also have a desktop, like a big desktop calendar that I write things on as well. Follow up with Susie on Friday the 24th. And that just kind of serves as a reminder for me. But this is a great little addition to that tracker too. And where did there we go. I think that's it. Yeah, that is it. So this business works if you work. And again, it's your business. You can work as much or as little as you want. And if you need guidance on, you know, what should I be doing? What can I do more of? What should I do less of? I don't know where to start. I feel overwhelmed. I feel underwhelmed. Like, give me more, you know, whatever it is, I'm here to help. I am a very hands-off coach. I'm not going to check up on you every day. I'm not going to mother anyone. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do. I mean, it's totally your business. I don't operate that way. I don't want somebody coming to me and saying, did you do your invites today? Like, no, now I'm not going to do it because I'm annoyed. Like, I don't need somebody telling me what to do. But I am certainly here if you want more. If you're like, Ashley, you know what? I'm just really struggling with, can you just like check in with me later and just make sure that I've done this, this, and this? Or will you text me and make sure that I did my workout, because otherwise I'm probably going to put it off. Whatever it is, I'm here to help. So, like I said, I won't be tracking you down and being in your inbox and being all annoying. But I am here as much or as little as you need. A lot of things you can find in our team page. We do have a couple upline team pages, so if you'd like to be added to those, my coach Deidre has a page, and our upline coach Melanie, who was the top coach in the company for the last 4 years, has a great page with there's like 3,500 coaches in there within this organization. That is a good Q&A resource kind of place as well. Ask me, Google it, look in the FAQs. But there's a ton of resources. And one thing that you'll hear me say this in a year, is I always tell my coaches, be here in a year, because your business can completely change trajectory. And it took me a while to really find my footing and find my comfort zone, and really just get into a groove. And I think for me starting out, and for so many other coaches I hear, is, you know what, like, I kind of just need to figure it out. Like I kind of just need to like dip my toe in the water before I dive in. I kind of just need to figure out what's working, what doesn't, and just really find my own comfort zone. So yeah, know that like you can do whatever it is that you put your mind to with this business, and that there are so many amazing opportunities that are attached to being a coach, and so much gratitude that comes with being able to help people get results and seeing those things start to happen and seeing that domino effect of just yourself showing up and being an inspiration to other people. So I'm a little bit over on time, but I appreciate you guys being patient, and I really do. Do you have any questions that you want to ask me?
I think I probably will after I think about it a little bit more. There's like chaos right outside my door right now, and I don't really know why, so I figured that out. But when you've got 6 people living here, it's just like, right. So anyway, but I'm gonna think about it some more, and I probably will have some questions tomorrow, so I'll just send you a message or something.
Yeah, just send me a message or whatever.
All right,
Ernest, you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't know. It's just, I've got questions, but I don't know.
Well, if you want to just put them in an email and send them over to me too, you can always do that, and I can.
I mean, you've seen my posts and all that.
Yeah.
There's been times where I've sat there and thought, am I doing something wrong, or going the wrong direction, or anything like that. So
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is trial and error, and I look back on some of my early posts and I'm like, wow, like that's not something I would say today. But I've also had to learn a lot of things as a coach, like what works and what doesn't, like what, and there are still things I post on social media that I'm like, I go back a few days later and I'm like, that was a flop. Like I thought that was going to be a lot better than, and ultimately at the end of the day, if I'm there to help somebody, then I feel like I've done my job. And if one person sees that post and is inspired, or if I had one conversation with somebody out of nowhere and they said, you know what, I don't know that I'm ready right now, but I'm grateful that you're doing what you're doing because it motivates me to get off the couch. Great. Like that's the best I can do. So yeah, I mean, we can do a little, audit of your social media if you want, and I can give you some tips and suggestions if that's something that you want to do. And yeah.
You saw my post early on, and of course, I've told you before, I know nothing about social media. So all this is all brand new to me.
Yeah.
And I was telling some friends of mine, I'm like, at my age, I'm lucky if I can post a picture that's in focus.
There you go.
But I was talking to this one coach that I think we had similar views on a page. And I told her, I said, I don't understand. She said, hashtag, hashtag, hashtag. And I was like, okay, well, I started doing that. And of course, anything that I would put on my Facebook pages, I would put on my Instagram. And I've had so many followers show up in the last 2 weeks.
From your hashtags. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. So this is working.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does make a difference. I try to hashtag my posts as much as I can on my Instagram because that's where I find a lot of people that, and I don't do like just generic hashtags. Like I do like hashtag anxiety mom, hashtag too much coffee, hashtag kids are driving me nuts, and then I go to those hashtags and I search for other people that I can relate to. And then I send them a friend request. And am I trying to hurry up and recruit them to join my group? No, but if I can build a relationship with somebody and they turn out to, maybe they want to join my team, maybe they join my challenge group, maybe they become my new best friend, then that's what I'm here for. So
and of course, after the whole guy saying don't post your home workouts and all that,
yeah,
and I was like, well, let's put that in a hashtag, and so it's hard telling how many that's reached.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Well, yeah, I'll take a look and kind of send you some feedback and stuff, and we'll just take it from there. We'll dive into that a little bit this week too in the 10
sounds
minutes
great.
start.
Might be late before I can get to it, but
No worries. We've all got crazy busy lives and schedules, so know that the content will be in the group and you can get to it whenever you need to, and I'm not going to kick you out. So. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it. I'm going to head to bed.
Thanks.
yeah, I need to do the same. I got to get up early.
Yeah. You guys have a good night. Thanks for
You
getting on.
too. Bye.